Hello and thank you for joining us in our brand new series of Fervent Brand Studio. In this series, we are going to present you with the marketer's point of view on COVID-19 and beyond. Today, we have Anurag Lal, who's Head of Marketing, India and SAR, Alibaba Cloud. Welcome, Anurag.
Thank you, Nilesh.
Anurag, for the audience, tell us something about yourself.
So, Nilesh, as you introduced me, I lead marketing for Alibaba Cloud in India. B2B IT marketing is something I'm really passionate about, and majority of my career have been uh, driving marketing for leading IT organizations and helping them to accelerate the customer journey. So, yeah, that's about myself. Over to you.
So, COVID-19 has impacted businesses to a great extent. As a marketer, how has it impacted your marketing plan?
So, Nilesh, it has impacted my marketing plan in a couple of ways. If you look at cloud as a category, it is very engagement heavy. You bring the customer for a conversation, you have a detailed conversation with him around how cloud can bring transformation in his IT environment, and that leads to a sale. So we were very engagement heavy. We relied a lot on events to drive that engagement. From there, we have to shift to virtual. So as far as my plan was concerned for last fiscal, we were on a 80-20%. 80% was physical events and physical engagements, and 20% was digital. To now we have to shift to over 80% digital, and that is a massive shift from our side. So that really required us to realign our marketing model, look at how do we effectively engage with customers, given that virtual is the new way of engaging. So that is the first change in our marketing plan. The second change in the marketing plan is that we understood demands from a set of customers, and basis that understanding, our marketing programs were aimed to drive visibility in that segment, engage with the customers, and drive conversion for the sales organization. To now, the shift, there's a clear shift in demands which are seen in the market. There are organizations who have benefited from the COVID-19 wave. For example, especially in the e-commerce space, we see organizations like Big Basket. They are getting a lot more orders than they were really getting. At the same time, there are in India organizations like Amazon who are not able to reach out to the customers. So I think as a marketer, one visible change in my plan is really to understand where the new market is, and and generate leads for the organization in that market space. So these are the two broader changes which have happened in my plan. One, as I said, moving to virtual, and second is to understand where the demand in the new world is, and generating those demands and passing it back to the sales organization.
That's great. So, in fact, you already addressed a couple of my subsequent questions as well. If you see, traditionally, B2B marketing has been face to face or events heavy, engagement heavy. And as you rightly mentioned, the mix used to be 80-20, right? 80 face to face events and 20 digital. And now, rather than asking you that how did that shift happen, it is obvious that now you are spending 80% on digital. Uh, that's great. So that addresses a couple of my follow-up questions on this. Now, looking at this scenario, how people are currently talking about brand messaging around COVID-19. There's a mixed kind of messaging around. What, in your point of view, would be the right approach for a brands to navigate the COVID-19 messaging for their brand?
So, in my view, I think it's a very tough situation for a country and the entire humanity. And if you go forward and just do a sales messaging that buy my product, that's not the right messaging for any brand at this time. I think brands have to practice and demonstrate empathy. Clearly, messaging has to talk about we understand what you're going through, and we are relevant in this scenario, and these are the steps we are doing. Say, for example, Alibaba Cloud, my organization, when this epidemic was being happening in China, they stepped up and partnered with government and demonstrated AI-based solutions to help the government counter the COVID-19 epidemic. And now these solutions are being offered to customers across the board, across the regions, and we have been we are talking about these solutions. We are demonstrating relevance, and we are helping governments counter the threat which is in front of all of us. So I think there are 2 points I want to highlight. One is that clearly demonstrate and practice empathy. The second one is clearly, if you have relevance, if you have solutions which can help the humanity fight this kind of a situation, lead from the front. I mean, demonstrate those solutions, go to the governments, talk about how you're helping the overall society fight about it, because that would create a very different level of perceptual impact on the audience. Rather than just talking about selling a product at this point, we should really talk about how we are, together with them in this situation. So that would be my take on, how the brand should deliver message in today's time.
Absolutely. So collaborative and thought leadership messaging around how organizations and brands should come up and support the government and society at large for this epidemic situation.
Absolutely.
Having understood that, as you also mentioned earlier, that traditionally it was more of face-to-face heavy, and now the budget allocation goes to digital. Uh, what exactly do you think are the digital spends today for marketeers? And post COVID-19, do you think this mix will go back to the earlier mix of traditional heavy than digital?
So yeah, Dilesh, in my view, I think the spend today across the industry would be 80 to 100% on digital. Uh, Given the situation, no customer will be available for a face-to-face interaction, and this is an interesting time for every brand to talk about their story, to the customers. So all marketers are shifting to 100% digital-led engagements. So, but I also see that after the epidemic is over and in the new normal, we'll have to relook at what the customer really want to consume. If they are comfortable to get into a face-to-face interaction, then marketers should embrace it. Otherwise, keeping customers in the center and really seeing that how customer want to consume marketing is how the marketing plan should be stretched in the future. So I would say it is the customer who will define how marketing will be consumed going ahead. So we should connect well with the customer and understand how he want to consume marketing, and accordingly look at the engagement models.
Yeah, absolutely. So it has to be a customer-centric approach. I fully agree with you on that. Uh, so not pertaining to your organization, but in your point of view, uh, what digital initiative would be most effective in today's time?
Yeah, it's a very complex question, Nilesh, and there's no firm answer any marketer would be able to give you. But all of us are trying to embrace digital in different ways and trying to understand what is the optimum mix which is relevant to our own organizations. I'm also trying to do that. I'm testing webinars, I'm testing virtual events, up leveling the engagement on social, and trying various things. But clearly, one area where all of us need to focus is content. See, in a physical event, the customer is sitting in front of you, and even if the content is not as appealing as it could be, there are other benefits in a physical engagement. I mean, networking, you're having a meal together, you are spending time, and that sometimes contribute to closure of sale because there's a relationship you develop. Now, on the digital side, the customer is not present in front of you. He has an option to shut down his laptop and move out if the content is not compelling. So one area where marketers really have to deep dive is on content. Really see that the content is relevant and compelling to the audience. So it's a time to rework on the fundamentals of marketing and then embrace digital as a medium to reach out to the audience.
Fantastic. Quite relevant. In fact, 8 out of 10 marketers believe that content marketing is the way forward. And in fact, 7 out of the 10 already have a content marketing digital strategy in place. What's your view on that? Do you have a content marketing strategy in place?
Yeah, we do have, as part of a global organization, one has to see what content is available from the global organization, look at your local priorities, and you have to demonstrate a very strong partnership between your headquarters and the field team. And then accordingly look at rolling out content-based initiatives. One has to see that in a global organization setup, there is not enough creative liberty a marketer would get on field. So what is important is, even if there's a local priority and local content you want to create, so it should be aligned to the overall brand messaging, and it should be really reviewed by the right people so that there's a relevant and aligned message which goes in the market.
Absolutely, fully agree with you. Large global organizations do have to have certain guidelines, and all regional teams have to adhere to them. In your personal view, how do you see video content shaping up in next couple of months, years to come?
See, Nilesh, video has been picking up well, and in a B2B category, I've seen that video delivers a very different level of engagement. So customers want to see more of video content, whether it is whiteboarding videos, case studies from practitioners who talk about how they are embracing your technology. All of that have been really very effective mediums to communicate relevance and trust about your solution. So I think this is going to pick up further. And given that in the situation we are in, marketers are going to embrace video more and more in the coming times.
Yeah, fantastic. In fact, 8 out of 10 marketers believe that video content marketing is the most engaging method to, engage with the customers. Now, this brings us to our final question, and that is more pertaining to numbers and quotas which we carry. With COVID-19, how do you see first of all, do you have a MQL quota?
I do have a market development and MQL quota. Yes, I do.
Okay. With COVID-19, how do you see that changing? Has it been reduced or has it been relaxed? And how is it aligned to business now?
So I think I work for an internet organization, and clearly internet organizations are always based on challenging the status quo. So we don't believe in really relaxing quotas or looking at, but we rather look at creating opportunities out of any tough situation. So as a marketer, I'm truly committed to that purpose, and which is what drives me. And I love to work for an internet company, that if there are challenges, you find out different ways of solving that problem. So we want to grow our business at exponential rate, and marketing has to be a very strong partner in that growth. And what it really means is that we will not ask for relaxation of quotas, but look at different ways of achieving that numbers. If it means that we have to dig into newer markets and see where the opportunity is and deliver that, we are going to do that. So it's a different environment altogether in the internet company. That's what I can say. And one has to embrace that and be true to the purpose of that company.
So hats off Anurag. And for audience, this is Anurag Lal. He's saying that he needs to find out different ways of encashing upon opportunities, even in this tough time. That's Anurag Lal thing. So this brings us towards the end of our interview session. Any final recommendation or comments from your side to our audience today?
Yeah, Nilesh. So it's a very interesting time to be in marketing. We see a massive change out in the society, and marketers get a very different learning opportunity, which personally I've never seen in my life. I mean, shifting the entire marketing organization and looking at embracing digital in a different way, or engaging with with customers in a very different way. So it's a great learning opportunity. So the very first message is that embrace this change and be open to learn. This is an opportunity which is not going to come back, or maybe come back, in a lifetime. But this is something. If we pass out well, we'll be proud of ourselves as marketers and as individuals. The second message is, I think collaborate more with your sales and country leadership organization. Understand what are the new priorities, and tightly align marketing to the sales and business priorities. This is very important in these times, because sales is looking for a stronger partnership from marketing, and this is our opportunity to earn their trust by demonstrating that we can really value add in times like these. So if it means that we have to engage with customers in a different way, and create like an emotional connect with a brand, this is the time to do that. Or look at creating newer opportunities for the organization. Clearly the shift has happened. The patterns of consumption have changed. So marketers have to really identify where the new opportunity is and pass on those leads and opportunities back to sales. So those will be the two key points every marketer have to keep in mind in today's time. And I would wish everybody best of luck. And I think if we are committed, we'll be able to overcome these times, and be happy about what we have achieved in the long term.
That was awesome, Anurag, and thanks a lot for taking time out for this series of ours. And we will definitely fight this together, and we will come out brave and come out winners. Thank you, Anurag.
Thank you, Nilesh. Thank you very much.
Thank you.